Alrighty, this is Fusebox number 183.
Wait a minute. Hang on, Milk, hang on. We appear to have visitors.
Visitors? Oh God, now what? Well, this better be good, because we're behind schedule, bro. We still got to interview that Fred Norman dude about his podcast book and...
No, that's Frank. Frank Edward Nora. And we have time. We have plenty of time. Hang on, let me see what they want. Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? Well, what you got there? Wait a minute, slow down. Good Lord.
Halloween! Yay!
Hey, what's up there, little dudes? Did you go trick-or-treating?
Halloween! Yay!
Well, let's see what you got. Wow, look at all that candy. You guys did great.
Bro, are we ready for Japanese pocket squirrels? Amped up on sugar?
Yeah, it's going to be a long night. They'll be bouncing off the walls.
Oh, yeah, right. You mean as opposed to how sedate they normally are?
Yeah. Well... Wow, that's a lot, huh, guys? Gee. Let's see. Hey, Milky Way.
Milky Way! Yay!
What else you got in here? Oh, Snickers.
Snickers! Yay!
Whoa, I see a Butterfinger.
Butterfinger! Yay! Oh, Three Musketeers! Three Musketeers! Yay! Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Raisin and peanut butter! Yay!
There's Almond Joy.
Almond Joy! Yay!
And Baby Ruth. No, those are my favorite.
Baby Ruth! Yay!
Oh, hey, here's a Payday.
Payday! Yay!
And Twizzlers.
Twizzlers! Yay!
And Raisins.
Raisins! Yeah! Raisins? Milo? Not different.
Milo. Guys, there's nothing wrong with raisins. Raisins are good for you.
Raisins give me the green apple two-step.
Raisins are good for you. And healthy.
Oh, sorry, bro. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Milo? Well, look, you don't have to eat them, okay?
Raisins! Boo!
Yeah, raisins. Boo! Boo!
Boo!
Boo! Yuck! Raisins! Blah! Oh, the humanity!
Okay. Look, no raisins. No one has to eat the raisins. Put them out in a pile over there. I'll eat them.
Dude, you'll eat them?
What the fuck?
Hey, I happen to like raisins.
You're nuts, bro.
Raisins? Ew!
There's nothing wrong with raisins.
Yeah, except they give you the trots.
Yeah, well, it's important to be regular.
What the fuck?
There's something wrong with you.
I know.
Seriously, bro.
What the fuck?
Fusebox. Alrighty, this finally is Fusebox number 183, Blast Chamber, and you should duck and cover as directed.
True, but they really hate when you try to put the lids on them, you know? Greetings, friends. And, we're off to a fabulous start. Welcome in to this, the 183rd edition of Fusebox, and I'm your finding too many apples in my razor blades host, Mark Rose, and over there, far from the blast area and enshrouded in a protective bubble made of pure Vitalis hair tonic, is the doctor of decibels, Milt Keynes, everybody.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think we'd ever get out of that.
Yeah, sometimes it's a very precarious route, these intros.
Yeah, buddy.
So it appears Eco and Milo are well on their way to a 5-alarm sugar coma. It beckons the question, Mr. Keynes. Did you manage to endure the Halloween onslaught in your neighborhood? You know, because I know you're not a big fan of the whole doorbell ringing, bag carrying, treat craving visitors over there.
Oh, yeah, it's not bad this year. Marcy and I just turned all the lights off and sat it out.
It's kind of like every night, yeah? Well, it was rather quiet here, too. A little more activity than last year, as you might expect, now that the viri seems to have abated a wee bit.
Well, still got the mask thing going on, but I see a lot more folks going places these days, and it looks like live things are slowly coming back to us, too.
Yeah, they are slowly creeping back, which is fortunate for so many folks. It's not just the bands that were impacted by this thing, although they were hit really, really hard, undeniably. But the venues and the services that provide support for the venues, all those folks were at a complete standstill.
Yeah, so, I'm glad to see some things coming back. Makes it feel at least a bit more normal.
Normal, at least in this case, sounds positively fabulous. I saw a news item today that stated that globally there has been another slight rise in cases for the first time in a couple of months.
Well, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
People have been cooped up for almost 2 years. It's going to be hard as hell to tell them to keep that exile in place thing going.
Have you seen the reports of the rise in aggravated battery instances among airline passengers? This is amazing.
Yeah, I'd be pissed off too if I was flying across the country and all I got was a cup of water and a bag of stale pretzels.
Well, I think it's a wee better than that, but seriously, this most recent event involved a passenger assaulting a flight attendant, which then resulted in the plane, which was evidently on a course to Orange County in the L.A. area. But it caused the plane to make an unscheduled stop in Denver to eject this passenger.
I know, they could have just let him out over Denver. That would have been fine by me.
Yeah, I see your plan there, Mr. Keynes. It is a curious phenomenon of late. I mean, the rise of these kinds of incidents is alarming. The airline in question here, American, says it will proceed to prosecute this passenger to the full extent of the law and will also look to the FAA for further fines and so forth, as the FAA has the authority to evidently levy such fines in situations such as these. So this will prove to be a very expensive flight for this individual. It just seems as though patience is very thin these days in many folks.
Does sound like a symptom of cabin fever, though. Yeah?
Well, yeah, one could make a case for that. COVID has influenced pretty much every aspect of life.
It took a massive dump on it, you mean?
I saw what you did there.
Thank you. I do like to stay relevant.
Or at least upright. Yeah, so we've seen some dramatic shifts in all kinds of behavior during these many months. One thing seems to be for sure. The way folks work will probably be forever transformed, as many have discovered that the remote thing can work just fine for them. Others will definitely be overjoyed to return to the office environment, but it's gonna look real different, I think, from here forward.
Yeah, not everybody can do that work from home thing, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Too many distractions and a need for a nap about every 11 minutes.
Yeah, I get that. It's not for everyone. It is for me, because I've worked that way my entire career.
Is that what they're calling it now? A career?
Well, I think it's acceptable to call it a career rather than, a chronic hobby or a fleeting but paid amusement.
Well, like I say, it's good to have delusions.
Yeah, I've heard that. Mostly from you. So, friends, please allow me to explain the title of this episode. It really is fascinating, I promise.
Is this another educational moment? Do I need my slide rule or a compass?
You have a slide rule?
Well, yeah. Doesn't everybody?
Not since 1975. No. So, friends, it's no secret around here that, I use a lot of software plugins and instruments and all that falloonery. And the other day, I learned that a particular piece of software I use called Omnisphere, which is I guess you could call it like sort of a scoring and sound design tool. I guess that's the best way to put it. That thing was recently updated. So right there on the tube of you, I noticed that the company had done a live streaming session a day prior to announce all the new stuff they were doing to this thing.
Wait, you mean you didn't get the invite personally to that thing?
Well, I suppose if I were more of a social media maven, I would have been alerted to this event beforehand by some ringing bell or waving hand or other daily irritant that I have switched off. But alas, I was not aware and left alone to do some actual work, undisturbed by the quacking social media machine.
Getting a little testy there, big guy.
Seriously. All these bells and notifications and things screaming for our attention lately. I'll tell you, it's no wonder that Apple created this thing called Focus, which is on all of their iOS devices now, which you can set to dispense with all the distractions and, just be alerted to the ones that you actually need based on whatever the hell it is you're doing, like working or driving or whatever.
So Carl's tuna sandwich that his cat Puddle sat on is not breaking news?
Yes, that is precisely what I'm saying, Mr. Keynes.
Huh.
Yeah. So this here company, Spectrasonics by name, did this live stream announcing these great and fabulous new features that they were introducing. And one such collection of additional features was called Seismic Shock, a collection of sound sources that you can further modify and do whatever demented things you wish to do with them.
As you do.
For sure, and many of us do, Mr. Keynes. But one of the sound sources in this collection was a most amazing thing. It was lovingly entitled Blast Chamber, and the chap who created these sources of mayhem, Seth Norman, explained that this sound came from a device he was allowed to capture at NASA.
Wait, what? You mean the space guys?
The same.
Hell, I didn't know they were into music over there.
Well, you have to assume that they are into a lot of things over there. So, allow me to explain what the hell the blast chamber thing is capturing. Imagine something the size of an airplane hangar, but way higher and considerably narrower. And all along the side walls are what appear to be speakers. Some larger, some smaller, some cone-shaped, some boxy. And at the very, very far end of the hangar are are these enormous speakers built into the wall. And now, when I say enormous, I mean larger than the diameter of a jet engine. Yeah, and there's several of them. And as this chap explained, these are not speakers in the conventional sense of the word, of course. These are what are termed nitrogen oscillators, which is a tremendous term just out of itself. Meaning, they are powered by liquid nitrogen gas and oscillate at a frequency that is so low they can explode the organs of a human in seconds.
Probably get rid of that stubborn earwax.
No kidding.
So why the hell do they have this thing? I mean, wait.
Right. To test the durability of spacecraft parts.
Right.
Because when you're re-entering the Earth's atmosphere, or exiting, whatever the case may be, there is a huge amount of vibration. And this thing determines whether your spacecraft parts can take the rumble.
Holy carp.
Yeah.
So this guy sampled it.
He did indeed. Now, of course, he was, quick to inform us all that he wasn't in the chamber when the sampling took place, but
he'd have been street pizza.
Yeah, clearly. But here's a bit of Seth's tweak with this thing to give you an idea.
Okay, so this next sound is the most extreme thing I've ever recorded. I actually went to NASA and recorded where they test spacecraft using sounds that are so loud that the intensity can literally rupture a human's internal organs. So, are you ready to have your guts exploded? Strap in. See, I told you I was obsessed with this stuff.
Now, I've heard the thing myself now as an audition sample, and that doesn't at all, really, do the thing justice. It's massively deep. Punch your pancreas out deep.
So I guess we now have to add blast chamber as a lethal weapon, huh?
It's pretty impressive, Mr. Keynes. The EDM producers in the world are going to go straight up wacko for this collection, no doubt about it. Those clubs with the 2,000-watt subwoofers, yeah, they'll have something to cheer about now.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
The show for everybody, but not everybody will like it.
Fusebox. So here's the thing. No, not that thing. I first noticed this news item on Ars Technica, and I don't know. I just found it a bit oddball. See what you think. A St. Louis Post-Dispatch reporter named Josh Renault published a rather alarming story revealing that the state's education department website exposed the Social Security numbers of over 100,000 employees, including teachers and administrators. Now, all Renault had to do to view the Social Security numbers was open Inspect Element to view the page's source code, which, frankly, anybody can do with 2 clicks of a mouse. It's in virtually every single browser out there.
I wonder if it's in my Netscape browser.
Well, right after you launch the steam-powered modem, you should be able to tell, right? So our eagle-eyed reporter here first disclosed the exposure to the state, and then waited until the issue was fixed before publishing his story. This is a well-established best practice in cybersecurity reporting. It's what they do. Every time a flaw in security of this sort is discovered. It's not unusual at all. But after the story went live, Missouri Governor Mike Parson held a press conference slamming Renault as a hacker and then calling on state prosecutors to conduct a criminal investigation into his report. The governor then pooted forth this comment: "We will not let this crime against Missouri teachers go unpunished," Parson said. They were acting against a state agency to compromise teachers' personal information in an attempt to embarrass the state and sell headlines for their news outlet.
Yeah, more like you spilled the beer and then you're gonna blame the brewery for it.
Exactly. Now, as you might imagine, the governor's remarks have been met by, to say the least, widespread bewilderment and a bit of outrage on the side from cybersecurity experts who say Renault disclosed the exposed data responsibly and that using a web browser's Inspect Element tool does not constitute hacking.
What the hell is next with these asshats? Trying to make responsible journalism look like some terrorist cyber threat, for crying out loud.
Because, Mr. Keynes, it's what they do these days. You know? If you can't win elections honestly, or even address issues that truly matter to the vast majority of Americans, then just create a big lie or play some kind of shell game with the truth. Clearly, this is an attempted grandstand play to fire up that brain-diseased 1/3 again and create the illusion that this is some kind of plot to seize personal information and not what it truly is, just sloppy coding. Sorry. So Social Proof Security CEO Rachel Toback said in a tweet, I love this, "Hitting F12 in a browser is not hacking. Fix your website." Matt Blaze, a cybersecurity researcher, blasted Governor Parson for moving to, quote, "call the cops on someone who quite responsibly disclosed the vulnerability."
Yeah, that's right. Of course, we know they don't want to have anything to do with the truth. I think it causes them to burst into flames or something.
Or maybe, exposes the insect in there. You know?
Maybe.
Yeah. Just a day after Parsons' press conference, Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency Director Jen Easterly tweeted that the agency relies on researchers who find and responsibly disclose vulnerabilities. Obviously a comment directed to the governor's remarks over there, you know?
Yeah, good luck with trying this case, pal. Like 'em or hate 'em, the news media attorneys will eat the governor's lunch.
Pockets run pretty deep there.
Well, this is just a bullshit case, bro.
Seriously, a situation like this, rooting out potential flaws, cybersecurity folks do this sort of thing all the time. They have to. It's how they ensure that sites are in fact secure.
I bet Governor Schill there would be talking out of the other side of his neck if they located a breach in his office.
Well, hopefully he'd in fact be grateful and not throw them under the departing MAGA tour bus.
You know, it would be great if for just once, one of these morons would at least make an attempt to be on the side of common sense.
Yeah, well, we're just going to have to watch this one, friends, as we have a very curious court system at times, but this one has the earmarks of being a slam dunk for the newspaper. My guess is that state prosecutors would look at this as a as a suicide case. They would have to prove intent on behalf of the journalist here to defraud somebody, and the facts just don't align with that.
Well, you know what they say. These days, the COVID vaccines contain mutant alien squid larvae. You know?
Is that a thing, too?
Hey, even I didn't believe that one.
Good to know. Yikes. And with that cephalopodic warning, we will call it a show, taking our nitrogen oscillators and clean room suits with adjustable hose couplings, and squeeze back through the holes in the floor drain, but not before thanking our contributor to this edition of Fusebox, Leslie Jane, for outstanding ideification. Yes, but also thanks as always to the intrepid fingers and downright spunky manipulations of the high poobah of the pan control, Milt Keynes, for technical assistance and so forth and so on and all that stuff.
Spunky, you say?
Yeah?
I think you may have spent a bit too long under the headphones listening to that blast chamber, bro.
Perhaps so. Of course, thanks to you, friends, for pushing play on this installment of the show. We know you could be arranging your sock drawer by color and textures, but you've chosen to be here, so we are eternally grateful for that.
And while you're in the spirit of giving and all that, why not smash that subscribe button wherever you may have found us? Maybe even give us a 9 out of 5 star rating. That'd be great.
That would be most splendid. And as we know, our buddy Eddie has another wonderful and inspiring suggestion for you as well.
Hey, it's as simple as pie. You go to thefuseboxshow.com and click on the shopping tab. And like flippin' magic, there you are. Oh, and if you're one of those book a face folks, click on the Shop Now button on the Fusebox Show Facebook page. Okay? Also, quick as a bunny. There you go. Enough said.
That would be most fabulous and really does help the cause here, friends. So thanks for any and all participation in that. I have been your wholly owned subsidiary host, Mark Rose, saying until our next cartoon.
Fusebox.